Hey y'all, just your share not noting away out here on the Spirits Ranch. Kind of just giving it an update, I guess, because I haven't done an update in a little bit, but I've been busy out here working on the old the ranch, trying to get things back in order. This year, this winter here. If you look back and you see some of my first shorts or whatever, some first videos that I put up. You can kind of see the clutter a little bit, I didn't never put too much emphasis on it because I'm trying to declutter myself, and just present myself, I guess, to the world, to spirit, to God, to everything, in a new light. Because spiritual warfare is real, they've been after me here for the last, several years, my whole life, but real strong here the last 5 years, and they all have me buried big time. I've been digging myself out from that. And I've been doing a lot of work here. So you see this ditch right here, I cleared it out. It was full brush. I'm going to farm in this ditch here. I'm going to do some a variety of different crops. I'm going to grow some milo up here on the upper bench here, and then on the sides I'm going to do dry beans, and then I'm going to plant mounds with squash and pumpkins down the center of it. And I'm also going to do some sunflowers, maybe some a little bit of field corn, some sweet corn. But the plan is that I could flood irrigate this here canal, because I'll divide it into sections, make little dams, and I could flood each section, and I could fully irrigate my crops with gravity feed water, so I could irrigate them for free. And that's going to be a good thing, And then the other thing I've been working on, I've been experimenting with here this year, and I'm really excited about, is these tarps, and so instead of tilling, I've been putting down these tarps here just directly over the grass after I cut it down with the weed whacker, and then I put the tarps down, I pin them down with some fabric staples, and I'm going to plant directly through them, so it's going to be my tomatoes and my peppers, melons. I'm going to do cucumber, squash that way. I'm going to have some more tarps here. You see I got a little tarp there, and then this is the rest of the garden over here is coming along really well. Up there, those upper beds, I had some kale, but I got some squirrel or something come in there and eat my kale. It kind of pissed me off, but whatever, These are peas, some peas. Again, those are the snow peas. You eat the greens on them, they're absolutely delicious, And then up here is broccoli. We got some Desico broccoli. That's the good stuff right there, Really good Italian heirloom. You can see here the kale, but yeah, you can see they got kind of munched, They'll come back though. Kale's pretty robust, but somebody came right down the line here. Chomp. I think I got that bastard though last night, because they were eating my pepper stars too. And so I put an acorn on a trap and snap. No more problem there, But some more broccoli, some lettuce. This is lettuce. Those beds over there on the other side are lettuce. Some more lettuce here. It's all this. This stuff's growing really good actually. And then over here we got more peas and some wasabi, or those are the long radishes, whatever those are called, and then some pak choi and stuff, and then more greens, some carrots, stuff over in those beds over there. Peas here. I got some peas here. A lot of peas, because they'll also produce a pea, and that's protein. You can make split pea soup with those. So got some potatoes. I was really happy to have these. These are a real hardy variety of the yellowfin, which I salvaged them. I almost lost them all, and so I was really happy to salvage those. I'm gonna pull these back to crowd out my carrots here. These are all little baby carrots, All them growing in there, potatoes and stuff too, but all them little baby carrots. And then yeah, some more peas over here. And all those carrots, you can see all them carrots coming up real nice up in there. With some cilantro. That cilantro's growing real nice up in there, see? Real nice. This is all red onion. Down in here, wild strawberry. There's that wild strawberry. We always talk about that wild strawberry. See, they're blooming right now. Sweet little wild strawberry. Come up often in them reeds, don't they? Yeah, I got some more of these tarps here. Stuff. I put some Hubbard squash here, and some cucumber and melons. Watermelon. I got the Eel River, which is a muskmelon. Got the locally bred variety of muskmelon. That grew really well for us in previous times, you know. And so doing a little more slash and burn right here, you know. I got this all burned up. I'm gonna put some beans in there, some dry beans. Then same down there. You can see on that hill, I got some more area that I'm gonna do the same thing. It goes down the hill, you know. And so, yeah, man, the garden's going good, right? We're happy about that. So I'm hoping for a real prosperous year this year with the garden. I was distracted the last couple of years and felt very discouraged, you know, just because we all know that life, you know, life could deliver what life is going to deliver, you know, and it's not always spiritual warfare is not always the easy game on the out there. It could be some mean streets, right? And so that's what I've been learning, you know, like this year taught me a lot about like what I'm capable of, you know, and a lot about what others are capable of too, because I've always considered myself, I don't know, I'm really seeing myself differently now. I don't know, I just never considered it, you know. You know, you spend your whole life being a tough fuck, you know, being somebody that has to survive on the streets and knows how to be mean, just to get by, you know. You get a reputation for being a hard ass. It's easy for others to kind of take advantage of that because they can twist that, they can turn that on you, you know, and that, I've experienced a lot of that in life, and that's what I've been learning, you know, and, because I'm a big fish, you know, a big light, I'm bright light, you know, God gave me a lot of power, and, the only reason that God gave me that power is because that they trust me, because even though I'm powerful, I'd rather be, approach things from a softer hand, you know. In reality, like I'm a lover, you know, but I'm a fierce warrior, you know, and so I always have let people kind of get the better advantage of me because I trust the best out of them, and that's made me feel like they get me a position, they make me feel like I'm being a bully, you know, and it's kind of like, well, I don't know, man, I'm starting to learn that a lot of ways these motherfuckers been bullying me, you know, and so I've got myself unburied here, and now it's time to shine, you know. And so if you've watched some of my other videos, you know what I'm talking about, because I mean, you can see in the background that my shit was cluttered up. And so, you know, watch out, be mindful of them dark practitioners, man, because they're out there, they really are, and they're trying to you know, there's people, they didn't even realize that they're doing it. I think, you know, a lot of times, but it's just that the whole society runs on that shit nowadays, you know, like it's all about this fucking, it's like a groupthink, you know, it's like everybody's got a weak ass way of thinking right now. And so groupthink rules, right? They rule the roost, you know, because the majority rules, right? And so groupthink is in the low vibrational fucking right now. So low vibrational is the norm, you know. That's what everybody's running by. And so if you're high vibrational, then you kind of rock the boat a little bit, you know. You make people feel insecure and unworthy or whatever, you know. Even though you're trying to positively motivate them, you know, it's like you're trying to show them your light, because when you show them your light, you're like, hey, I'm fucking showing you my light. Now we're gonna let your light shine, right? You know, and like, yeah, people don't really fucking work that way, you know. That's what I've been learning. They're kind of like, yeah, fuck you, showing off, you know. And it's like, well, nah, I ain't fucking trying to show off, you know. I'm trying to show my light, man. But motherfuckers, you know, they really fucking can't handle it like that, you know. They don't see it that way, man. And it's just kind of been hard for me to learn that. They say it there. You know, I feel kind of like, you know, I was a kid. You know, we used to go out and we'd catch scorpions, right? Yeah, underneath the rocks. I was raised up in Central Oregon, right? And I got a lot of rocks up there, a lot of scorpions, you know. And so we'd go out, my brothers and I would flip over rocks all day long. A quart jar, a little mason jar. We put them scorpions in there, get about a dozen of them or whatever. And then we'd go find us a great big fire ant nest mound, you know, because then fire ants, they take all the little juniper leaves, all the little fucking pine needle leaves, little sticks and stuff, you know, and they make these great big mounds. Like they'd find themselves a stump or like an old rotten tree, and they make a big old mound on top of it, right? And so you go in there and you stir that mound up with a stick, you know, and then them red ants, they come flying out of there like crazy, right? So the red ants all over the place, man, the fire ants, right? They fucking put their butts up. They spit this hot stuff out, you know. We had this old oaky guy. It was a friend of my dad's, said that stuff cured arthritis. I don't know if he was ever right about that, but it sure stunk. It was like vinegar, you know. But But then you take one of them scorpions, and you put that scorpion on that ant nest, right? And all them ants, they attack that scorpion. And because that scorpion wasn't one of them, and that scorpion was big, right? And so them ants, they're like, hey, I mean, honestly, they looked at it like side of beef, they're like, hey, supper time, and so they take that scorpion, though, they pile sticks up on top of that scorpion and shit, and then get it all fucking slowed down, with them sticks. They cause like for a scorpion, it's like for the ants, they're kind of like little logs. It'd be like me taking little logs and piling them up on a cow or a horse or something, And so they'd pile all them sticks on there, and that'd slow that scorpion down. And eventually they'd outnumber that scorpion. They'd take them apart piece by piece, take them down their hole, and they'd eat them, But that's kind of how I feel like it is in the world nowadays when you got that light of God on you, When you're coming out in this world and you got a lot of light in you, these people, they kind of look at you like that scorpion, And so they come at you in groups, and all of them come out there with them sticks and shit and them wands, and they start piling that shit up on top of you, try to smother your ass out, try to slow you down, and try to take away your power, And then they want to fucking take part in little pieces and take you down the hole and eat you, And that's kind of like how they react, And so we're all kind of, us children of the light right now, we're all kind of in a fucking fire ant hill, Somebody stirred that shit up with a stick, and I guess the best thing is for us to think about it is that we ain't in the mason jar no more, that's good. And so we can fight, right? Because them scorpions, a lot of times, if us boys were sitting there poking them back in there with sticks and shit, them ants, they wouldn't have won anyhow. I think that scorpion probably would have got out of there, but we were kind of fucking them up. We were playing like the devil, actually, devil's advocate in that situation, because we wouldn't let that scorpion fight their battle on their own. We kept pushing them back in there. And so, in reality, they probably would have won. Them ants don't get to eat scorpions very often, I don't think. I bet you the other way around, probably, in reality, because scorpions and ants, they live in very different places, And so, scorpions very solitary, lives alone by themselves underneath the rock, man. They rule in the darkness, they're nighttime predator, right, and everything like that. They're pretty fierce, man. And so, but the ants, they run in a crowd, right? They live in an apartment. And so, they don't think for themselves. Scorpion does, right? And that's why scorpion survives, as long as they ain't got no outside forces working on against them. That's them, like with me and my brothers, we're kind of monitoring spirits in that situation, because we're monitoring that scorpion, we're monitoring them ants. We just like the show. We don't give a fuck about either the ants or the scorpions, because a lot of ants die in that battle too. The scorpion fucking pinches them in half, stings them in the head, shit. There's all kinds of dead ants after that struggle. So, if it was weight for weight, the scorpion probably kills twice as much weight per ant. The ants piled up probably way more than the dead scorpion. So the ants in the long run pay more for that meal. The scorpion loses its life, but it takes fucking 3 times of the weight with them, and it kills hundreds of ants, so them ants get fucked up anyways. And so it's not a free meal, but that's how it is when you fuck with the chosen, And so right now, them monitoring spirits, they've been getting away with poking us with a stick, keeping us in that game, keeping us in that ring. But good, the good Father, Father God says, nah, more of that shit. And the monitoring spirits are fucking done, they can't keep doing that. And so now the chosen ones, we're the king of the mountain, man. Fuck all the little ants, they can't take us down. This is what it is. That's my 10 cents today, man. I've been out here working hard, pulling them logs and pulling them sticks and pulling all that shit, all that detritus that they have piled on top of me. Trying to keep me fucking down so they can take me apart piece by piece. And I fucking crawled out from underneath that mess, And I told them monitoring spirits, hey, you go fucking kick rocks somewhere else, eat shit. Shush, not no way, hey, it's gonna survive this fucking battle. I don't give a fuck if I gotta fight 1 billion ants. Never gonna give up, man. God didn't create quitters, that's the work of the devil. And so, if you've been feeling a lot of weight on you, you've been feeling like motherfuckers trying to pull your chair out from underneath you or trying to fuck you up like that, man. Try to pile a bunch of sticks on top of you and slaughter you like a scorpion because you're surrounded by a bunch of ants. Don't worry about it. Just keep fighting. Keep swinging. Just keep swinging. Keep doing what you know is right to do, Follow your intuition. Listen to your heart. And listen to God Most High. That's why God gave you a stinger. And that's why God gave you 2 pinchers, man, because you got fight in you, And so, we're winning. We're winning, man. We're in that. It's right now, it's like it's funny. I should have laughed, but it's like one of them. It's we're in six wands right now, man, and that's good, like because even though that six wands is temporary, it's not it's not a final win. You're not all the way there. You're halfway there. So you're celebrating, but it's good to feel a little victory. But there's still some battles ahead of us. But we're gonna win. We got this, motherfucker. No worries about that shit. That's no worries. And so because there's no worries. Because God's got us, man. God's in charge of that fucking mason jar now, man. So, all right. To all my brothers and sisters out there that got fight in them, I know what the hell I'm talking about and know why I'm talking about it. Yeah, I fucking love you. We could be fucking million miles apart, man, but we're fierce warriors and we're in the light of God and we're winning our battles and we're going to fucking make this shit happen. We're going to be examples to the whole world to see what God is, And so, peace out, y'all. Fight on, fight hard, and we're gonna take this beast down. It's gonna cry for it. It's gonna cry about it. it's gonna beg us for fucking mercy, and we're gonna tell it, my man. We're gonna be those modern spirits. Like, fucking keep fighting them ants, bitch.